Today is April 15th, 2014, and I only mention that date because Google, I believe it was yesterday, announced that for one day and one day only, they would sell to the public Google Glass. Now, up until today, it's only been available for testers, beta testers, but that has changed. And again, for one day only, people were able to order it. In fact, allegedly, they've run out of one of the off-white colors. Something tells me that's a public relations stunt, but whatever. And I wanted to talk not only about Google Glass, but specifically about wearable augmented reality, which is what Google Glass is. And of course, to join me is Jim McKinney in China. Hello, Jim.
Hey, how's it going?
So you just watched this video, which I have on the screen right now. It's a very interesting video. It's only 7 minutes long. It shows the pros and cons of augmented reality, and the movie is called Sight. I will have a link to it in the description of this video on YouTube. And as soon as you stop watching it, I think you said that was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, that was terrible. That's a nightmare.
So tell me how you really feel.
That was amazing because the camera perspective shifted back and forth between the lenses that the guy was looking through and then the reality of where he was, and he was in an entirely empty apartment, but through his glasses it looked like he's in some nice super swanky pad.
Yep.
And the girl that he was dating saw the same thing that he saw, which is really weird. That it also looked like a nice place through her eyes, but it seems like anyone not wearing these glasses could see what total sociopath these people were, and how creepy the whole thing was. So is that who put out that video? Is that a Google thing or is that somebody else?
It's not. And the one thing I actually like about this video, which I'm showing a little bit of right now, is that it kind of shows the pros and cons. It's more or less unbiased, the pros and cons of this wearable augmented reality. Now, quite frankly, as I'm looking at the guy with total glee and he's just delighted after his augmented reality trip in the beginning here.
Right.
But I tried to do the best I could all day today. I took a trip. I was in the shower and I was thinking, what are the pros and cons, and can I come up with a single pro, any benefit of having this wearable augmented reality technology? Now, of course, we're kooky people. Some people will call us conspiracy theorists. I'm very offended by that. I prefer to consider myself a critical thinker with a big bullshit detector. I'm assuming you think the same way of yourself. Can you think of a single benefit, plausible benefit, of getting this $1,500 wearable augmented reality device?
I don't see anywhere where it helps you. Like it's showing him how to chop a cucumber and giving him a score for it. That's pretty silly because even a little child can chop up a cucumber. If you're keeping an eye on them so they don't cut their fingers off.
It's so funny because that's what we're looking at right now. Do you know you're in China? Do they have the device called Wii in China? Wii?
Yes, I do.
They have Wii cooking for Wii. I am not kidding you. You can
Hmm.
literally pretend to cook with a device just like this.
Right, and
We're,
yoga, which just seems like completely opposite of what yoga is supposed to be about.
it's amazing. So you can't think of a single benefit either.
No, all I saw were detractions. It just seemed like you're letting somebody you don't know everything about you every second of the day, and trying and letting a robot influence how you go about living your life. Who's running the robot?
Right, right. And then that gets into, that goes a little deep because I am convinced, in fact, I'm going to throw this link up. Let me hide this movie so we don't get in trouble showing the whole thing. There's I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the sound that you hear using Google Glass does not use a typical audio speaker. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
and I'm throwing it up on the site right now, that actually uses, and I'll read the headline, Google Glass to use bone vibration instead of traditional headphones.
Wow.
So the device is literally, tapping against your cranium to deliver the sound to your brain.
That's horrible. Ugh. It's worse than even Big Brother. It's like Big Father, big Jesus. It's like having God in your glasses, like telling you how to live your life. And it's, again, who's programming God in this case?
Now, I am absolutely certain that Google Glass was set up to fail on purpose. Okay?
Right. Okay.
This reminds me of how the cell phone got started. Every time, remember, I know you were in the States when cell phones, you're in China now, you're in the States 9 years ago. And do you remember the first cell phone was like this big honking, it was in a bag and had a big antenna and it had this power cord that went into your cigarette lighter? Do you remember those days?
Yeah, the brick.
The brick, exactly. And then it went from the brick, and then it continually got smaller and smaller and smaller until now it's not only just a phone, it's a smartphone. It does everything for you, takes pictures, videos, is wireless, and on and on. Mm-hmm. This, to me, is the exact same thing because just yesterday, the same exact day that Google announced that Glass would be available for $1,500, nice coded number, by the way. The numbers 11, 15, and 33 are coded Freemasonic numbers. $1,500 gets you Google Glass. But just yesterday, they announced that they have Google Glass with contact lenses. In fact, let me pull that up right now. They filed a patent, according to CNET. Take a look right here. And here it is. After Google Glass, Google developing contact lens camera. And the subheadline is, the next step after Google Glass high-tech specs could be contact lenses. I love how they say could be. It's already filed as a patent. Contact lenses with cameras in them to take pictures when you blink and to help the blind cross across the road. And if you notice, anytime technology is given to us, there's always two excuses that they give us for developing this really creepy technology. And the one is always the fact that it's for the handicapped people. It's always for handicapped people. Do you notice that?
Yep. Yeah, it's such an easy in because you feel sympathetic for people who can't see or hear or whatever. So, why not do it for them? And then, of course, it's actually for everyone, especially the people who are sighted, the people who were normal before they put the glasses on.
Right. And then the second thing that's always involved in the introduction of technology, new technology, is the coolness factor. It's really cool. And there's no doubt, this is really cool stuff. I mean, you can put glasses on, and I don't know if you've seen Google Glass in action, but what happens is it's augmented reality, just like in that Sight movie, although it's not nearly as crisp and clean as in the Sight movie. Basically, you can be walking down the road, it recognizes someone you pass, it looks up their G Plus account, finds out that it's Marcus Allen, knows that I'm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, sees how many times I've been a sexual offender, tells you where I work. It tells you everything just by recognition, facial recognition. And that means, and this is where the creepiness comes in, that Google Glass is always on. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people are getting really bent out of shape. And I think it's manufactured agitation. This is part of the Hegelian dialectic of problem, agitation, solution. The reason why people are getting upset is because it's always on. And a lot of, on the other side, they'll say, well, how is this any different than a smartphone? I mean, a smartphone, you can take someone's recording or their picture without them knowing it. How is this different?
Seems very similar to me. I don't know.
There's a guy who wrote this comment. Let me read it. In fact, let me show it. So let me go here. And let me find this comment. It's like a very good comment. Proximity. Okay, here we go. Whoop. Okay. This person wrote, Google Glass is interesting technology, but its abuse leads to invasion of privacy. I know cell phones recording imagery is common, but it is mostly obvious behavior. Also, the ability of Google Glass apps to eventually identify persons, call up content in background, record, disseminate current imagery instantly are advantages, but are also abuses allowing people to be harassed and held abusively accountable forever for every slip of the tongue or human moment. I know I will not allow anyone to be in proximity to me wearing Google Glass. In my office or home or in the public sphere, if someone is wearing Google Glass, I will ask them to leave or turn it off. If in the restaurant, I will ask the proprietor to ask the person to remove them, not turn them off, but to remove them and store them in a case. If the owner will not, I will leave. If enough people act this way, social norms of proper use of recording devices and proper respect of other privacy will be established, creating social norms that we can live with technology such as Google Glass. Otherwise, people, careers, and reputations will be ruined, and we will live under the social tyranny of being under constant view of the all-seeing, all-remembering Google Glass. No one will be forgiven for a bad moment they didn't really mean. No one will be able to associate with some people for fear of retribution. No one will be able to take part in politically incorrect speech or socially disapproved of pastimes due to the fear of being videotaped and played on the internet. Freedom of opinion and expression will decrease, and the tyranny of the majority will stifle human expression. And this is exactly what the intelligence services want. This is exactly what they want. They want us to know that we have no privacy. They want us to know that we have, if we make one mistake, up on YouTube it goes.
Yeah, amazing control.
Totally.
Perfect control, really.
Now, someone rebutted this and mentioned this thing called Looksee, and I'll post it right here. Looksee is a creepy camera that looks like Bluetooth. You know that Bluetooth that hangs in your ear?
Yeah.
And that's actually a recording device. It's a video camera, and I'm showing it on the screen right now. What's interesting is this Looksee company seems to have gone out of business. It says Looksee streaming video end of support. Will no longer provide updates after December 31st, 2014. It would be interesting to find out why they're ending support and perhaps going out of business. The reason why I think that this is manufactured, just like I talked about with the brick, is that they really don't want us wearing Google Glass. They really want us to go directly to the contact lens. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's probably a lot cheaper for them to manufacture and a lot more invisible.
Which gets into a sort of conflict of interest that I have. Of course, you know, Jim, I just finished writing a book about how to see better without glasses. And of course, I'm going to be biased when I say this, but the reality is wearing glasses, wearing sunglasses, wearing prescription sunglasses, in that order is the worst thing you can do for your eyesight. And a lot of people don't realize this.
Right, even flat lenses that aren't that don't focus or anything like that will be distorting your vision slightly.
Mm-hmm. So there's a bit of a mystery with, can you put prescription lenses in Google Glass? I believe you can. And again, that's like one of the worst things you can do for your eyesight. We know that that's the case because when you go every year to get your eye exams, they always tell you that you need a new prescription because your eyes need a stronger prescription. That means your eyes are getting worse. And the reason why your eyes get worse with prescription lenses is because your eyes are being trained to focus on a very small field of vision. And your periphery gets eliminated. So everything in the periphery is fuzzy, but a very tiny spot is in focus. And that actually makes your eyes worse. When it comes to sunglasses gets rid of your pupil are your natural sunglasses for your eyes. And when you wear sunglasses, you're actually retarding your eye's abilities to turn on and off the sunlight through your pupil through dilation. Mm-hmm. And when you combine both the prescription with the sunglasses, it's the worst possible combination. So with Google Glass, you're wearing, not only is it bad for you because it's augmented reality, you don't know who's controlling you. I know that sounds kooky, but forgetting that, you're putting on glasses, which is making your eyesight worse. And then when it gets to contact lenses, that's beyond ridiculous and bad, because when you put contact lenses on, it starves your eyes of oxygen. That's why you have to have these drops all the time. That's why you get the dry eye. So it's just really bad in all different directions.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I personally, I stopped wearing sunglasses a few months ago after hearing about it from you, and now I've noticed a marked difference that I can actually see colors better, and I noticed it because I was looking at some signs that I had always seen before, and I thought, oh, they put a new sign up, and I went and looked at it, and I was like, no, that's the same sign. I can just actually see the color better.
Yeah. Yep. And what I teach is it's like brushing your teeth. It takes about 2 minutes, and there are 4 micro eye gestures that you do. They're little workouts for your eyes, and I've been doing it for a couple months now, every single day, and people are amazed how well I can see. But we're getting it off topic. Let's get back to Google Glass. So I believe that this manufactured agitation is just that Google Glass is literally obsolete the day it's introduced today. And they really don't want people to get it. What they really want to do is they want to get people directly into the contact lens. And boy, oh boy. Let me show a couple examples of how they're doing this. Let me post this. Here is a YouTube of a woman who... Let me turn off the volume. Who works for Google, who went into a bar and she was getting pushed around, eventually got assaulted, according to her. Let me show that again. 9-second little video here. People are like, don't record us. We're in a bar.
Nice.
Yep. So we got that. And then we have San Francisco pet store bans Google Glass. And again, I really think that this is all manufactured. It wouldn't surprise me if Google was involved in this. And here's an article.
Yeah, they're all actors.
Yeah, all actors, and it says please no Google glasses in the animal house. And here's one at a Seattle bar. I'll show that real quick.
You think prisoners are going to be able to wear Google Glass in jail?
That's a good question.
It'll have a bar that comes up that says life, and it'll say fucked.
That's a good one. Seattle bar bans Google Glasses, threaten rear kickings for violators. In fact, they even have this word called glass hole. You're a glass hole if you wear Google Glass. Here's a first police ticket. And here they actually show a ticket for wearing Google Glass. Of course, it was kicked out. The judge said that there was the police officer did not have proof that it was on, so they threw the ticket out. And so, this is the dog and pony show that they give us to show, oh, well, people are complaining that, they want this technology, but it's, they're getting punched in the face and they're getting tickets because they're using it while driving, and so we're going to go to the next step. We're going to eliminate all these problems that are there with Google Glass, and we'll give you Google Contact Lens. All these problems melt away, and you know what? It has the added benefit that it can actually monitor your glucose level to see if you need insulin. It measures the glucose level in your eyes. So you just stamp it right on your eyes. It sucks right into your eyes, and it hooks right into your smartphone. It's going to tell you, you need to up your insulin levels. Isn't that great?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you. Google.
It'll tell you you have cancer. Go to the doctor and start getting radiation treatments.
Sure, absolutely. Why not? Yeah, because you can check for cancer through your eyeballs, right? Isn't
sure.
that? Yeah.
Why not?
Just amazing. I have a couple.
It'll tell you you're a schizophrenic.
Oh, right, right. And you can't have a gun. It'll know that you can't have a gun because you watch Dr. Phil or something. It can see through the lens that you watch Dr. Phil and you're not really too stable, so you can't have a gun.
Right. Or
Thank you, Google.
you have a bad day and it tells you need a prescription for psychotropics.
Right, right,
Right.
right. See, now you're thinking. That's very good.
Hmm.
I don't think I have anything else in my notes. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, Jim?
No, that was cool. I'm good.
You just don't want to talk about it, do you? It's disgusting.
No, I know. I want to go take a rape shower now. I feel gross.
Yeah, I do too. So the choice is yours, folks. $1,500 for something that really doesn't have any real benefit, will invade your privacy, help you make really bad decisions. I give it a thumbs down. With that said, that is your truth in a little bit more than 7 minutes.